A pleasant good afternoon and welcome to News Live on the Voice of Liberia 104.1 in Morovia and other frequencies in Margibi and Bone counties. News Live is a 30 minutes of news and program reports of major events and analysis about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our own world. I am Mafida Kamara anchoring this edition of news. In headlines, Armed Forces of Liberia discharges three duty personnel while Bank Group pledges US 45 million to the Liberia Renewable Energy, and CDC releases calendar of events in commemoration of its militant month under the theme transforming setbacks into comebacks. Those were the headlines. Let's take a very short break to be back with the duties of these and other developments, including the forces behind the news. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. The High Command of the Armed Forces of Liberia has administratively discharged three personnel for what they termed as for the code of the service and for conduct not in keeping with AFL standards, according to the statement posted on the official Facebook page of the AFL on Wednesday. The three discharged personnel conduct and standards contravenes the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia and in accordance with Section 7.7J of the National Defense Act of 2008. The discharged personnel include First Lieutenant Abraham Dolo, Private First Class Kekulat for das Roofer, and Private Isat Bility. First Lieutenant Abraham Dolo was discharged from the AFL for leaving his firearm unattended while using the restroom that led to a 15-year-old boy shot in the shoulder by a friend at a local drinking spot in the past days seminary Pinsville area in February of this year, and a subsequent medical examination on First Lieutenant Dolo tested him positive with marijuana. At the same time, discharged class first class Kekulat Rufort was found in possession of 32 wraps of cool straws in the barracks. He was later tested positive for marijuana at the 14th Military Hospital. Meanwhile, discharged Private Isat Belity was tested positive for 41 illegal substances, including cocaine and marijuana. The High Command of the AFL reminds its members of the zero tolerance policy on drugs abuse and the importance of discipline, which is fundamental on national duty. It says that impunity will not be tolerated within their noble institution, as well as reassures the public of its commitment to maintaining discipline and professionalism as a force for good. A 2024 tracking in-person report from the U.S. Department of State says the government of Liberia is making significant efforts to meet the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking despite prevailing challenges. The U.S. report highlights the government of Liberia completion of renovations for the two victim shelters initiated in its previous reporting periods, as well as conducting awareness campaign. The 2021 revised Act to ban trafficking in persons within the Republic of Liberia criminalized sex and labor trafficking and prescribed minimum sentences of 20 years imprisonment, which were significantly stringent and with respect to sex trafficking commensurate with those prescribed for other grave crimes such as kidnapping. However, the report stated that the government investigated non-trafficking cases involving 13 suspects and continued investigation of 6 cases involving 9 suspects and investigating 8 trafficking cases involving 12 suspects in the previous reporting period, saying courts did not convict any traffickers compared with conviction during its previous reporting period, thus ranking Liberia as downgraded total of two watch lists. Among other things, the U.S. Department of State has recommended to the government of Liberia to increase efforts to investigate, prosecute, and convict traffickers, including those involved in internal trafficking and officials accused of complicity, and seek adequate penalties for convicted traffickers, which should enforce significant prison terms. Also, the U.S. government wants the government of Liberia to train officials, including law enforcement, labor inspectors, and social workers, on the use of standard victim identification procedures and national referral mechanism to proactively identify and refer trafficking victims to care, among others. The World Bank Group has committed to approving US 45 million to the Liberia renewable energy. The World Bank Group on Tuesday announced the approval of a second disbursement 45 million for Liberia's renewable energy solar power intervention project, according to the release posted on the official Facebook page of Vice President Jeremiah Cohn. This announcement signifies a major step forward in Liberia's renewable energy efforts. The release highlights that the project will finance the first 20 megawatt solar PV project and the expansion of the Mount Coffee hydropower plant, increasing its capacity from 88 megawatts to 129 megawatts. However, a total budget for the project stands at USD 96 million. Speaking in a meeting with Vice President Jeremiah Cohn, Mr. Asha Kanan, project manager for West and Central Africa at the World Bank Group, extolled President Bouakar's visionary leadership in prioritizing energy as a catalyst for economic growth and development. He emphasized that Liberia's recent achievements in the energy sector position the country favorably to attract private sector investment. Meanwhile, Vice President Cohn expressed gratitude to the World Bank Group for its ongoing efforts to address Liberia's energy crisis. According to a dispatch, VP Cohn called for immediate interventions to mitigate electricity outages as the drought season approaches. He reaffirmed the government of Liberia's commitment to work with the World Bank Group to transform the lives of Liberians. Phoebe Kuhn is currently in Barcelona, Spain, attending the 25th edition of the Africa Energy Forum. The forum, scheduled for June 25 to the 28th, 2024, brings together senior government officials and private sector executives to explore opportunities for expanding public and private cooperation in the energy sector. The National Port Authority has announced a 2 million contribution of Liberia's national revenue envelope under the leadership of Managing Director Sekou Dukle. Speaking at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing on Tuesday, Director Dukle highlighted that the amount was generated over the past 5 months, surpassing the total contribution of 4 million made during the 6 years tenure of former President Wiat's administration, an amount he deemed insufficient. Director Tukle emphasized the importance of supporting President Joseph Boakar's government agenda, stressing the NPA's commitment to bolstering developmental priorities and advancing the area's agenda. He also raised concerns regarding his predecessor, now Senator Bill Tari of Rosses County, alleged failure of remade social security fees and personal income taxes collected for NPA employees, signaling potential lapses in financial stewardship.
In just about 5 months, the National Port Authority will contribute $2 million to the government of Liberia general revenue account. To put that in context, in 6 years of our former landlord of President Weah administration, they made a total contribution in 6 years of $4 million. In 5 months, we ought to pay half of that. I'm going to start with progress we made so far. We established a very commendable cooperation with our largest concessionaire at the port, APM Terminals. We regularized our meetings with ArcelorMittal, our largest port user in the port at the Port of Buchanan in Grand Bassa County. Our plan meeting is going on right now. The Kingdom Monrovia last month we met. We agreed we'll do monthly meeting. I'll alternate in between here and Buchanan. So we are going to Buchanan on Thursday. We are also automating reports, digitizing what's going on at the National Port Authority. You should be here and get data, live data coming out of Buchanan and Sano and Harper, Maryland County. We've been regular in paying our retirement benefit to our employees. We have electrified the port 24 hours a day. We've installed nighttime navigation, 24-hour nighttime navigational aid. That aid vessel coming into the port and out 24 hours before a vessel will come in and berth and discharge. That vessel has to wait. Once it's after 7 p.m., the vessel has to wait for the next day about 6 in the morning to start sailing. That was a progressive for our contract. We've done a comprehensive credential auditing of our payroll. We started manual payroll last month, and the results are staggering. That we'll be sharing with the country very soon. We've automated our assets pass system, thus generating additional revenue for the port.
Bouchard Island Road crisis exposes President Joseph Boakas' unfulfilled promise, causing severe suffering for commuters. The alarming state of the road leading from Faratown to Lockingtown is causing severe delays and widespread frustration among commuters, spotlighting President Joseph Boakas' unfulfilled promise to resolve major road issues within 90 days. A tour conducted recently by Force of Liberia highlights the adverse impact of the road's condition until they left and a growing dissatisfaction among those who use it. Bouchard Island Road, crucial for connecting key areas of the city, has fallen into disrepair. Large potholes, crumbling edges, and frequent flooding have made the roads unreliable. What should be a routine commute has turned into a difficult and stressful experience for travelers, passengers, and residents.
Just imagine there's a capital city. There's a capital city, and it is happening. Cars are spoiling in my presence. Cars are spoiling. The color carol, the muffler, and things are spoiling in a hole. Definitely. And we are going through a lot of constraint. Traffic and things is not easy.
Now, when I tell you the challenges was so bad up to the extent that last night I spent up to 2 hours in traffic, but just for Sion Town to Lockingtown, I spent up to 2 hours.
Why?
But now, because of the road conditions, it was a road, because only one path road was there, and they wanted to come in and we are going in town, except we take that direction. If you go in the water with your keke, you will not get out of the place. Now, for me, I don't believe in 100 days. I believe in things that the reality should be on the ground. The 100 day is just statement, but the things that they are going to do, that is what I believe in. Provided if they do it, because 100 days is nothing. Liberia we have spent 170 some more years. So 100 days, if you give me that fiasco, I take it to be nothing towards me. But if you continue doing such a thing and you continue facing the road, within even 2 to 3 years, I will give you a grade. But now 100 days is fiasco.
So what's the government? The government do well for the Liberian people. We don't know what is the procedure of the government. We want to know what it can empower to do. And you can tell the Liberian people that he said that they will be on the one problem. Up to now, 6 more in power now. 100 years go. What do you expect? What do you expect? I condemn the government 0 degree. I condemn the government 0 degree on the road.
So what's your expectation? What's your expectation? What's your expectation?
Let them make the road. They road like the road. What you want in the city? You move on the road, you get a highway to the city. You getting me? They're spoiling our tricycle. They make you all going to the garage every day. Traffic is too much for us. They make no money and they do running with reporting to people. You getting me? The government start facing it, they came up to Nipa. You they play or catch it, the whole road to go all the way. Even people here that CDC government catch it. Maputo Nipa, the former public way minister, he won't catch a whole error. And we'll continue in the road project at the end of the day. See politics taking from there today. Now what going on? The government are not helping the Liberian people. They will not carry their own interest.
If you are just joining us, be reminded that you are listening to News Live on Voice of Liberia 104.1 in Morovia and other frequencies in Margibi and Bon counties. Top stories we are following, and Forces of Liberia discharges 3 detailed personnel. World Bank Group pledges US 45 million to the Liberia Renewable Energy, and CDC releases calendar of events in commemoration of its military month honor the team transforming setbacks into comeback. Citizens of Morovia are demanding the immediate action from the Bakankun government to uplift the lives of ordinary citizens who supported him in the 2022 elections. Criticism has mounted over what many perceived as a lack of substantial progress and numerous unmet commitments during the administration's first 6 months. Despite acknowledgements of efforts in various sectors, citizens insist that the government must fulfill the expectations of the populace read from years of effective governance. Speaking with Voice of Liberia reporter in Morovia on Tuesday, residents that passionately highlighted key priorities such as youth employment, improved road networks, and bolstered economic opportunities, while commending President Joseph Boakat and Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn for their recent access disclosures. Citizens underscore the urgency for tangible improvements to restore trust and deliver on promises made during the electoral campaign.
I'm William Youngford. I'm a cyclist. I ride cycle bicycle to survive. Well, when it comes to the government performance for the first 6 months, ready to admit we have not seen much that have been done, more especially when it comes on the number of economy for the economy to improve. But they have been sometimes they are trying, but really they are doing some things that we can see with the road, like from Simple Bridge all the way going to Pool River. There have been some work done on that road. So I must commend them for that. But when it comes to the bread and butter issue, it's very difficult. We are finding it difficult, really. The manner in which they really proceeded when it comes to the cyclists. You know, this country is a country that people are struggling to make living. The way they were taken out of the road, it brought some bad feeling to some of us to admit. So admit now that the way they we used to ride, for our income to increase, this time it have dropped down because of the restriction. We used to go like made 2,000, 3,000, but for now it's difficult now to reach to that amount. So if you the way they did it, it brought some feeling, so it dropped our income. Of course, I got 99%, trust in them that they can do it, but they had to change some measure. Yeah, they had to change their system. At time, like you got to do income and almost rainy season. Whatever the road, they need to improve on the road system and be able to create job for the youth so that people, some of us are not really we are not really be on the want to just be riding motorcycle, but it's because there is no job, no opportunity.
My name is Sonnet T. Topa Hotel. There are a lot of things that I have experienced and right now I'm experiencing them. The fact that we put them in the place so that implement certain lives, but I see that there are a lot of failures. From one side, we don't have road connection. Our disadvantage is that we can't reach the place that we want to reach appropriate time. Our major roads are damaged, and then we see that the security sector are not really improving. We need something to be done in the time. We need action. We need improvement.
The opposition Congress for Democratic Change has released a calendar of events in commemoration of its militant month, another thing transforming setbacks into comeback, announcing the activities leading to the national event at a press conference held at the CDC National Headquarters in Congo Town on Tuesday. The party's Assistant Secretary for Press and Propaganda, Bamasi Kaba, said the month set aside to celebrate the remarkable commitment and heroism of citizens as participants who continue to intellectually defend the citizen and its image. She indicated that the political movement intends to recognize those loyal partisans who continue to propagate the ideas and philosophy of the CDC at various towns, villages, and every facet of the society. Madam Kaba noted that the MON recognizes and appreciates those firebrand soldiers who continue to selflessly dedicate their all to the growth and development of the party. According to her, the Congress for Democratic Change, the Hair Constituent Party within the Coalition for Democratic Change, has officially set June 28 to the 30th, 2024 for the event. The Assistant Secretary for Press and Propaganda further stated that the activity will take place at the national headquarters of the CDC in Congo Town, where both keeper and football matches will be played among 4 electoral districts in Mosaralo County, including other childhood games. At the same time, Mamasi Kaba disclosed that the political leader of the CDC and former President George Riad, along with the legislators headed by the caucus chair, Senator Nathaniel Fallow Mankio, and House Speaker Fanati Kofa, will lead an array of lawmakers. She added that the CDC National Chairman Janga Ekosakod, along with the Secretary General Jefferson Tamakoshi, will use quotes of party leaders to celebrate with the militants on what she described as the unique occasion in the history of the CDC.
Commemorates Militant Month, one of the team transforming setbacks into great comeback. A month set aside to celebrate a remarkable commitment, heroism of partisans who continue to intellectually defend the CDC and its image. Those who continue to propagate the ideas and philosophy of the CDC at various forums, towns, villages, and every facet of our society. Those firebrand soldiers who continue to selflessly dedicate their all to the growth and development of our party. Join us from June 28th to the 30th, 2024 at the national headquarters of the mighty CDC in Congo Town as the mighty district number 9 will lock horns with district number 6 in the opening feature of the kickball match, while district number 10 will go against district number 4 in the football match. So we'll have Ludo game will be played here by our partisans among us. We'll have check-up game will be played, chess game, Scrabble game, Nafo, and then we have Hoscop, Ambassador Josh M. Weir, along with the legislators headed by the caucus chair, Honorable Nathaniel McGill, Senator now of Magidi County, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable J. Fonati Kofa, the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Tomo P. Falan, and Honorable Sir Joseph, Senator of Mosarado County, will lead an array of lawmakers, while Chairman Janga Augusta Cole, along with the SG Jefferson Tamakoji, will lead polls of party leaders to celebrate with you on this unique occasion in the history of our party.
And the Geneton Pelele School of Journalism has sparked outrage by honoring Health Speaker Councillor Franti Koba for his first 100 days in office, a decision that represents a severe breach of journalistic ethics, as media institutions are expected to maintain impartiality and reformed for intimate relationships with political figures. Ibrahim Boba, speaking on behalf of the school's leadership, thanked that praised Kofa's performance while starting challenges in journalism education, despite Kofa's call for professionalism and combating misinformation. The controversial accolade has cast a shadow over the school's commitment to unbiased reporting of emerging journalists. The move has sparked intense scrutiny within Liberia's media community, raising fundamental questions about journalistic integrity, about the school's role in upholding independent journalism standards.
I accept that in the name of the members of the 55th, with our school's cooperation, your award would not have been possible. We are glad to see all of you young journalists here we believe that you will add on to your profession, which is at all times to seek the truth. In Liberia these days, sensationalism is news. Allegations are taken to be fact. And then, unfortunately, you who an act is alleged against find yourself on the defensive, even based on very scanty evidence or just hearsay. But that is the nature we find out of the business we find ourselves in. It is our hope that you will elevate that professionalism to be able to sift up information that you are receiving, at least with some scintilla of evidence before you run with it. Too often now, people come with accusations and the journalists run behind you and say, what's your reaction? But where is the evidence? Where is the evidence that even in the accusation?
On that note, this is how we come to the end of News Live on the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 in Morovia and other frequencies in Margibi and Bone counties. But before we take leave of you, let's bring you the major headlines. Armed Forces of Liberia discharges 3 duty personnel. World Bank Group pledges US 45 million to the Liberia Renewable Energy, and CDC releases calendar of events in commemoration of its militant month under the theme Transforming Setbacks aim to come back. For more news, you can log on to www.forceofliberiaradio.com or follow us on Facebook with keywords Force of Liberia. I've been Mafida Kamara. Good afternoon.